not well, this is a cool adaptation that humans have, but it's not like we're not meant to be communicating through screens. This is so very new to to people in general. It's important to keep that in mind, especially with kids. Now with kids, you have Andrew, who's a drummer. He is an awesome guy, awesome drummer. And then his little brother is Sam. Is it Sam? Sam.
Sam's going into third grade.
So you got double trouble at Sacred Heart.
We do. I hope they're not trouble though.
No, they're not. That's you know what I mean. If they were trouble, I wouldn't have said it with a smile. You know. So what's it like being a Sacred Heart parent? Going through all this COVID stuff.
It's been interesting. I think I, I, I don't think anybody was prepared for it. So I've had a pretty open mind about it. Even with if school gets delayed or whatever, I'm at the open mind stage. I can't worry about things we can't change. The kids seem to be fine at home right now. I am excited that if we have to do distance learning, that the teachers are more prepared for that. They have a game plan for that, because that was awkward, after spring break trying to do that. But so Drew, yeah, it's an awkward time, unprecedented. I'm ready for it to be normal, but I don't see that happening in the near future. So we just have to just roll with the punches, I guess. So just open mind is how Owen and I are feeling about it.
Well, I think ideally it just goes away. That's what everybody would really want. And that's not looking like that's what's going to happen. So I think it's important that you like you said, roll the punches. You gotta adapt. And we teachers had a week of training last week on how to. We're using the Google Classroom, Google Suite, and learning how to actually communicate with students regardless of the situation, because you can't control the situation, but you can control how you react to it.
Yes. And yes, that's a good point. That's what we're trying to do, control our reaction and not make it scary for our two children. So we've been talking at the masks and talk how PE is going to be different, but you still get to have it, and room's going to look different. So we've been trying to prepare them a little bit about that. So sorry, I'm getting calls all over the place.
Hey, that's what's great about doing this at the house. You can answer phone calls and do it all. We actually had a student on a couple weeks ago, and she answered a phone in the middle of it. I'm going, what's happening? And she it was to find out her COVID test results, which she divulged. It was negative. She forfeited that information, so that was not a HIPAA violation. I just want to say, I'm not. Please don't lock me up. But yeah, so I guess your Academy Award face. That's what I call the face you make at work when. When the Academy Awards, you got all the nominees and they got a camera right in their face, and only one of them gets to win. There's a Friends episode about that actually, and
A lot of
you've been watching a lot of Friends, you said?
I've been watching a lot of Friends. Yes.
Well, so that's what it is. It's that keeping that straight face for the kids, because it's not.
Yeah.
Everybody feels stressed, but it's very important. I feel that as a teacher, but you have to really feel that as a parent.
Yes, I do. Because they read our nonverbals clearly. I mean, they know when you're sad or upset or worried or happy, ecstatic. So we've been trying to just be normal, just act like it's a normal school year, except with these different things they have to do.
Yeah. Well, now you're the new PTO president. That was, I mean, I love having anybody from Sacred Heart on, but that was kind of what prompted this meeting here, is that you're the new boss. What do you have planned for this? Best of luck to you, by the way. You're a leader of something during COVID. Here you go. But what do you have planned for this school year?
So, it's going to be a different year. So we got to be flexible, especially with fundraising. PTO is a fundraising arm of Sacred Heart. I'm not a fundraiser per se, but we have some great people who are. And with our typical fundraisers, they're all social events, the 5K and then the Crusader. And so we can't do that this year. The Salute Sacred Heart, we can't do that this year. So we're thinking outside the box on things that people actually need, because we don't want people to have to spend money or do a fundraiser where it's just useless and we're asking money for, I don't know, we're just trying to be real conscious of people's situation and how there's not a lot of extra income, not a lot of extra spending money to do stuff. So we have come up with an idea to do trash bags, actually, from Frontier. It's a Frontier company out of Missouri, and they're heavy duty trash bags. So we'll start rolling that out in January to sell these trash bags. And I know it sounds strange, because it sounds strange to all of us until we really started researching how great these bags are, and knowing people have to buy trash bags anyway, then they can buy our trash bags, and that can help Sacred Heart fundraise. So that's really our only big fundraiser we have. Of course, we did the Spirit Wear shirts. I haven't gotten a total from that yet. So just really trying to do things a little outside the box to help PTO fundraise, but also to help families. So we're trying to, walk that line, I guess.
Well, you don't want to have your hand out, and I totally understand that. Like, I do drum lessons for an extra fee. I mean, it's one of those. It's very. That's on my mind a lot. Is I want to provide a service. I want to do well, but at the same time, you don't want to feel like you're. You don't want other people to feel like they're being taken advantage of, and I think that's really important. That that's at the forefront of your mind.
Well, a lot of our supporters are small business owners, and who knows what their year looks like. So in good conscience, we don't want to go up and ask for donations when they're not having a profitable year or they're barely making a profit. I mean, we understand that this is the world we live in right now. So again, as funny as it sounds with trash bags, some of these small businesses could use trash bags, and they could, are getting something for donating. They're actually getting, an object, that they can actually use and not waste money. So I don't know, we love our sponsors, we love our parents at Sacred Heart. And even though we have to fundraise, I mean, this would be great if we could just say no fundraising this year, but that's not possible. We do have to have funds to help the school and help the teachers. And that's really what our organization is about.
Yeah, providing a service and in not a typical circumstance. There's really nothing anybody else can reasonably ask, and that's my idea right now. Is just whatever I do personally from a selfish standpoint, it needs to be reasonable. It needs to be reasonable, need to be safe. I mean, I think the key right now is safety. So I know that's really tough to not have Salute, to not have a 5K. But, safety's at the forefront for everything we're doing here at Sacred Heart. So that's hard to say no or goodbye to those opportunities. But it's just something that has to happen.
And we're such a small enough school that we really are a family. I mean, the parents at Sacred Heart are just amazing people. So not being able to gather at Salute with them and have fun outside of school, I mean, that's going to be missed. We are still trying to do the Keg and Barrel welcome back to school event that we've had in the past, but that's going to look different too. It's probably going to be a drive-by, pick up your food, but just still trying to do some things that look normal but that are different. We still want to be connected to our families, but being safe, like you said.
Well, Keg and Barrel would be a great place out back. You got so much space. You have outdoor space. You can still be responsible and have people there. John Neal's done a lot. He's worked really hard on that place. I'm a fan of that place. People probably know. I like the Keg.
Yeah, we're big fans too. Even living out west, we still like to go downtown and eat at Keg and Barrel. So, but that date hasn't been set yet. That's just something we're trying to plan. So, just to welcome back everybody and just be spirited. That's one of the words PTO is using this year, to be spirited. We love Sacred Heart. We love the teachers and the administration, and just show the student body and the school body that PTO is active and that we're here and that we want everything to be a positive experience at Sacred Heart. That's kind of the goal.
Yeah, you got it. You got it. There's enough negative stuff out there. We don't need any extra.
We do have a Facebook page that I did want to bring up. We have several people who've requested to be on the Facebook page, but you have to answer the question of what grade your child is in. So I just want to let people know that if you're not approved, it's because you have not answered that question.
Yeah, we don't want the bots coming in. Those of you who don't know what bots are, we don't want computer, programs, viruses, hackers, whatever. We don't want them in the PTO group. So you got to answer the question. What grade is your child in?
Yeah, your teacher. What do you teach? So, it's a private group, and yeah, we wanted to keep it safe. So.
Yeah, that PTO group. I'm sure there's a lot of ideas exchanged in that Facebook group. And I know there's a lot of, that's awesome. Well, and it's one of those things like I've said this with a lot of people. We are separated, but we still get to communicate, and there's no reason to lose touch with people. If there's one thing I've learned through all of this, it's like, man, I could have been Zooming with college buddies this whole time. Why did I just start Zooming with college buddies when there's a pandemic? It could have been this whole time. And there's really no excuse to not have information, to go without, information. When we're going without a lot of other things, you can at least, stay in touch with people, reach out. And that's a great way to do that. So make sure you get on the PTO Facebook group. If you're not on Facebook, sign up for Facebook.
Yes. Yeah, Drew, I do think you nailed it. There's been some silver linings through all this. And I do think the Zoom chats with friends and family has been more accessible. And I don't know why we didn't do it before, but I do think it's helped us, be appreciative for what we have and for our loved ones. So I do, as much as this coronavirus has been negative and hurtful, there has been some silver linings. I do think that.
Well, and this is a huge time. History's keeping track of what's going on right now. They're keeping track of people's actions right now, and it's are you gonna turn this into a positive? Whatever your view is, whatever your beliefs are, all right. Sacred Heart is an incredibly inclusive place. Are you doing something positive? And really here, are you doing something positive for the kids who are stressed and can't do it for themselves, right? Are you going to do something positive for them? So that's good to see that you're aligned with that already. And we didn't do a pre-interview or anything. This is you.
We did not. No. So yeah, I want everyone to know that the PTO is here for them. We're here for teachers and parents. And if they have an idea or thought, they can post it on that PTO board page or, email me directly or text me. And we hear, listen to everything, and we pass on every idea. It may not happen, but we do pass it on. And we are going to be fundraising. Like I said, it'll just look different. And you just having as much parent support as we can. I mean, you don't have to be a PTO board member. I mean, PTO is everybody. Everybody's in the PTO. It's not just 6 board members. I mean, it's the whole parent body. So anybody can volunteer and help. And if you have an idea, we are open to ideas and would love to meet new people who are interested in getting on PTO. So it is wide open here.
Well, I think that's, you mentioned small businesses. A lot of Sacred Heart families are small business owners. I mean, that's what the first rule of business is, just open lines of communication. There could be some good business deals that happen because of this. You never know. And that's the other thing I think it's just important to keep the fellowship, especially because we're not in the same physical place. Even when school does go back to in-person learning, right? As of recording this, that's on Thursday. Like, you still can't have parents in the building. It still is going to be very different. It's going to be awesome. It really is going to be great. It's not going to look like past years, but it is going to be different. And I really think it's going to be important for parents to be able to to fellowship and share in that Sacred Heart family. Like you said, it's a family. It's, it's small enough where that's I think the draw is I want to be a part of a school where I feel like a part of a family, and my kid's not, in some places it's so large, my kid's not a number, I feel that personal connection.
Yes. And so we definitely encourage parents to reach out and get that personal connection, because, it takes just a little effort, and then you'll get connected, and it'll just be a great experience all around for you and your kids and family. So, so if we send stuff out, just please respond and help us out, because it takes a village in every aspect of life, and fundraising and fellowship and connection is also takes a village. So we are looking forward to a good year, and things that we start this year thinking outside the box be the best things ever. We may have hit the jackpot and don't even know it yet. So that's why nothing has to be the same, and we are flexible. So if something doesn't go right, we'll, change course. We're flexible, and we've got school spirit. That's our motto right now.
Hey, if you have school spirit now, when it goes back to normal, oh my gosh, you're gonna. Well, I was telling somebody the other day, I miss Saints games, but even like the drumline getting to go play for Sacred Heart football games, like is that a thing? We don't know. We don't know how that, if it is, how's that gonna work? All this, that, and the other. If you can stay positive through this though, then once we actually get to go back and be in large crowds and not have to worry about the mask stuff, it's like, it is going to be amazing. Absolutely amazing.
I do think so. I think the teachers are amazing here. They're qualified, and they just give us a great education. And I've just been impressed with every year that we've been here. And, that's one thing that motivates me to volunteer, is just to give back to everyone that's working so hard already for Sacred Heart.
Well, we see you, Miss Munton, and we certainly appreciate you. Now, I know you're doing the trash bag stuff, and that's definitely valuable, especially for business owners. But what about, I've seen drive-through movies are making a comeback. If we could get now I would like to do this with the drumline, have a performance where the kids are spread out, and then the parents, as long as you're in your car or in your bubble, we could do outdoor. Drums are the one thing you could do outdoors because it's so noisy. I think people would prefer if we were outdoors, but maybe we could do something like that, and you could sell spots and stuff, parking spots, or maybe we could bring your own grill. I know the Sacred Heart Dad's Grilling. Actually, I have a buddy of mine, Andy Gilstrap, his son Atticus is going to be in kindergarten this coming year, and he was like, man, I'm ready to grill. I'm a Sacred Heart dad. I'm ready. I want a hat. I want several hats, and there's so many cool things. Like I like to grill anyway, or drive-in movie theater would be awesome. So I don't know, but I'm just saying that would be cool if we could get it done.
That sounds like a great idea. So that's again, throw out ideas, because you don't know, they could actually come true. So I'm glad you mentioned that, and that seems like a low cost idea that could help. So good job.
I'm also really good at ideas without any idea of how to follow through on it. So I'm like the alley-oop, and then I'm waiting on you to dunk it, do the hard part. I can throw it up there. So
thanks. Appreciate that. Well, I'll do some research on movies.
All right.
But we have perfect space. We have that great parking lot, and the city seems to be very cooperative of shutting down a road. So we could definitely pull something off.
Oh, and there's always so many good outdoor activities going down in Hattiesburg, like downtown Hattiesburg, like the brown bag lunch that they do. It's just time we kind of become a little more a part of that as well. I'm thinking with drums, because we could go outside And how do you get kids outside? They've been inside looking at screens, for about 5 months now. So how do you get them outside?
I think the screen time has gone up, which we've been guilty of that too.
Oh, I
Let them
stopped.
have more screen time.
Oh, I stopped looking at my screen time report because it was something crazy, like 4 or 5 hours.
From home, both Owen and I are working from home, so screen time has definitely helped us be able to work from home.
Yeah, what's that like? Both of y'all working with kids in the house? How's that going?
We've actually got a good setup. So Owen's in our bedroom and I'm in the guest room, and the kids can have a play area. So we're separated, which is good. So we can actually get stuff done. But I mean, as every mom will tell you, they still come ask me all the questions. and can we have this and can we do that? So there's more interruptions throughout my day, but I think I'm going to miss it when they actually go back to school, because my plan is to still work from home. So it's been actually really good quality time. We get to eat lunch together and dinner together. So there's silver linings to it that have been nice.
I would imagine too, I would imagine that would be awesome, because that's kind of playing on your, it's normal for us to all be around each other all the time, that's how it goes. Work is kind of a new concept. I mean, I'm getting too deep. I've been watching too many deep thinking podcasts, but the family unit together all the time, there, like you said, there is a silver lining. There is positivity to it.
Yes.
Now, are y'all on a schedule? Like when y'all were doing the distance learning, were they on were they on a strict schedule of when they had to get tasks completed? And
I'm a very structured, scheduled person. So yes, they pretty much were. But it just fell into place though. It was nothing that we really wrote down on paper. It just, the way our lives work here, it just fell into place. So during the school year, after we ate lunch, we made them go outside and have recess, and of course, it was great weather in the beginning, so they would stay out for hours, and then they come home, and I get off work at 2:30, so then that's kind of when we started the school, and then we were done by 4:30ish, and then could enjoy the night. But now that it's hot, they're still supposed to go to recess, but it's like 10 minutes. They're like sweating after, just walking to the driveway. So we're a little more lenient on outside time just because it's so hot. But that just fell into place, and our family works well with the routine, so we thrive on that.
Well, and then they see both parents working. You're getting to lead by example there too. I remember that as a kid. Seeing that from your parents, and wow, what a time to be alive.
Drew, what a time. So Andrew's been practicing a little bit on his drums.
He was one of the, well, and that's why I was asking. I mean, it was kind of a surprise question, but not really. That's why I was asking if there was structure, because he never missed a elementary drum Zoom, like, ever. So he was always there. I saw Sam a lot. Sam would poke his head up, like, hey. And y'all got a puppy, right?
We got a puppy. Yes, he's been at training camp for the last 4 weeks, so he's coming back today. So we're all pretty excited to see him.
Training camp. He playing the NFL?
Yes. He's going to be the NFL wide receiver.
Wide receiver. Slot receiver.
He's a small, fast little dog.
Name him Welker.
It was obedience school.
Oh, okay, I understand. Oh, I got you now.
We call it training camp, but it's really obedience.
And you should, because training camp sounds awesome. It sounds serious. You sent your dog to training camp? Oh my gosh.
It's trained with police dogs. It's a police dog training.
So he is in the NFL.
So yeah.
Of dogs. Well, what are you looking forward to most about going back to school, in-person school? What are their thoughts on it?
Well, I think they're both different, and they're both social, so they're excited to see their friends. I think we thrive on a routine, so just that waking up, eating breakfast, going to school. Like, I think we have kind of missed that a little bit. Our mornings are not really the same right now during summer. So they're definitely looking forward to their friends. They both like lunch and recess the best. So I think Andrew, he likes to read, so I think he's excited just to keep reading with what they throw at him. And Sam he just goes with the flow. So I don't know. He says he doesn't want to go back, but I know he kind of does.
Well, that's normal, That's normal to not. I mean, when I was a kid, I don't remember any summer that I ever wanted to be over.
No.
I didn't live through this, but
August came, it was like got sad. You're like, no, not August.
It's the Sunday scaries.
Sunday scaries, yes.
But for like a month, because you're going, oh, I gotta go back to school. I didn't do all the summer reading, and because it's summer and reading, it's like an oxymoron. I always protested that as a kid. I mean, I don't want to go against any teachers assigning summer work, but just know that's how you make a child just go, no, in the beginning, end of July, beginning of August. That's what I remember, is because I would just wait. I would procrastinate and then just freak out for like 3 days and try and read 2 books.
Yeah. They spaced it out a little bit this summer, so it actually wasn't too bad. Sam did finish his book yesterday, so we're had a couple of days to spare.
There you go. Well,
I think they're excited. I mean, we've never had a bad year, and they just they're just excited just to go back and see their friends. Again, we live out west, and so a lot of their friends are Midtown area, and so we don't get to see them a lot. So that's a good opportunity for them to reconnect with their buddies.
That's why the in-person is going to be so huge, even from a distance. Because Andrew did the drum camp I had the very beginning of June, and it was extra effort, like having to clean everything after each day. They had their own gear that they didn't get to share, and they were all so excited to see each other that you're nervous that they're not going to distance, but they were great at that. That's what you really want, though, is the socializing, the activity. It could be I could show them how to knit. It wouldn't matter. They were getting to do it with each other, and then it's drums. It's loud, and it was so much fun. That was when I was like, okay, this really needs to happen. Going back to school in August, it has to happen.
And just I'm not a teacher, so they need a teacher to tell them, to teach. And so I think, for a parent, I'm excited about that part. I mean, you try to push the worry behind, back in your mind, but they need someone who knows the subject well and who can explain things in a way that parents can't explain, so I'm excited for that aspect. So I think there's going to be some catch up to do for at least a 3rd grader. But I think it's going to be fine. I really do. I'm really trying to stay positive on that. And there's things to worry about, but I feel like the school has taken those worries and making them where we don't have to worry, if that makes sense.
Well, I can show you from the inside. I mean, we're doing everything that you possibly could to make it safe for kids. And I appreciate you being honest. You can tell, it's your kids. You should be concerned. If you're not concerned, then I'm concerned. Like you should be concerned. And that's totally normal. And I understand the spectrum of feelings that people could be going through right now and the stress that they're feeling. But there is serious value in having kids here. The great thing about Sacred Heart is it's small numbers, so class sizes aren't big. Now we're very fortunate there. We're privileged there that we actually get to do that. But that's one of that's how it goes. That's one of the advantages to being a part of the Sacred Heart family, is that you can have a little more, I'd say, peace of mind, but there's not gonna be any situation you find anywhere on planet Earth where there is no worry. That's just, it's not possible.
Yeah, it's all stressful. So whatever is the least stressful for you is what needs to happen. And I just have confidence in the school. So that's, I feel confident that's going to be okay. So we'll see. I hope it's going to be good.
Well, we have confidence in you and the PTO, being able to keep open lines of communication between the school and parents. That's so important. I appreciate you taking the time today. Thank you so much. I didn't give you any questions, anything. I just threw you curveballs and you hit them all out of the park, and I really appreciate you.
Well, thanks, Drew. We appreciate you, and the Muntons think you're a YouTube star. So
subscribe to my YouTube channel. I appreciate that.
Have you gone viral yet? We think you've gone viral. In my kids' heads, you've gone viral.
And that's all that really matters. Honestly, I think to go viral, I saw a video today that almost had 1 million views, and it was a man holding a duck over a drum. So these are the videos I get in my feed, and that had 1 million views. So I don't think I'm gonna have a duck play a drum with his, flippers or whatever, his webbed feet. I don't know if I'm gonna go viral on YouTube, but I'll try anyway.
Well, your students think you are, so like you said, that's what matters.
Hey, I appreciate it, and I'm so lucky, and we're so lucky to be a part of the Sacred Heart family. Once again, thank you so much, Erin Munton, new PTO president. You have a good rest of your day.
Thanks, you too. Bye.
That was so good. That was really good.